Nikita Hand's senior counsel John Gordon today submitted that the application to introduce this fresh evidence was made and published widely several months ago and involved affidavits which included a stain and accusation against his client by her former neighbour Samantha O'Reilly, saying the application was made not just to adduce further evidence but to undermine Miss Hand before the appeal. He submitted Miss Hand had said in an affidavit it was all lies, but she was entitled to the opportunity to call that out in court, and when Conor McGregor withdrew his application, she was prevented from calling out a series of highly disparaging and unfair criticisms. He suggested that not only was this relevant to the issue of costs, but that the court should refer the matter to the DPP, which he said it had the power to do and would show the concern it has for the abuse of its processes. McGregor's barrister Mark Mulholland submitted Mr Gordon was trying to put on record documents which were originally to be used in the cross-examination of Miss O'Reilly, which was wholly inappropriate, and they should be reserved for a criminal investigation if there was one. Mr Gordon had handed the judges the documents to support his argument after they raised concerns that putting them on the court record could prejudice any criminal investigation. They retired to consider the matter, and when they returned they confirmed that they would refer to the DPP and notify the parties what materials they intended to refer in due course. Earlier, the court heard submissions on behalf of Conor McGregor's friend James Lawrence, who Miss Hand had also sued after he claimed they'd consensual sex that day, which she'd no recollection of and didn't believe they'd had, with the jury ultimately finding he did not assault her. Usually costs are awarded to whoever wins, but the trial judge said it would be completely unreasonable to award costs to Mr Lawrence, as while he'd been successful, it wasn't for the reasons advanced in his defence, and it was perfectly obvious that the jury rejected his claim that Miss Hand inveigled him to have sex with her, while noting that Mr McGregor had paid his legal fees. Mr Lawrence's senior counsel John Fitzgerald submitted that the judge made an error in his interpretation of the verdict, which could also have been viewed as that there was consensual sex, and had taken a starkly different approach in the costs ruling compared to his charge to the jury, submitting that the jury rejected there was collusion between the two men because they didn't award Miss Hand punitive or exemplary damages. Miss Hand's senior counsel Ray Boland submitted the jury wasn't obliged to award punitive damages, and that the issue of costs was up to the trial judge, who can have regard to the way the case was run. The court will deliver its judgment on both appeals at a later date, as well as its decision on the costs payable for withdrawing the application to introduce the fresh evidence. Nicole Gernan, Virgin Media News at the Court of Appeal.